I don't know if I believe us that we're ready to go. But yeah,
I'm always ready to
we're
go.
we're ready to go. We're ready to
I've been ready to
well,
go.
that's not where I want. Hey, that's not.
Guys, what are your
Hey.
thoughts on uh
Uh-huh.
Mr. Beast giving stuff away to people?
Good for
Why is
him.
that a bad thing?
Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah.
Did you know we're an anime podcast?
We
Anyone have
are?
anything
Fuck, I'm in the
interesting at
wrong
all
place.
to talk about before we start?
I have gotten my friend from work, Cody, to start watching Rascal, and I'm very excited about
Ooh.
that. We watched the first 5 episodes the other night, and he got really interested in it, and then he watched 2 more episodes, and we're going to finish it tomorrow. At least the show. We might not finish the movie, but
I
I'm
still need to
excited.
watch that.
Yes, both of you do. John and I can't be alone in having to take a half-hour break to just collect ourselves.
You're
after
not.
that
Spoiling our
fucking
movie?
thing.
I have a friend who went for a nice long hour-long drive afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a minute.
You need to like process life after it.
I'm good right now. I don't have.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, I
Fair.
actually did go do something last night. I saw Cocaine Bear.
Oh God, how was it?
You mean Sexy Bear?
I've been told by a lot of people that the internet opinion is that movie's not good. I disagree. That movie's
That
perfect.
movie's exactly what you expect that movie to be.
No,
I bet.
it
Yeah,
really
it seems
the,
like an absolute shit
no,
show, which
yeah,
is what it's trying to
it
be.
is absolutely the best go see a movie with the homies movie that you could possibly have. A lot bloodier of a film than I thought. Like I knew it was gonna be a bloody film. A lot bloodier of a film than I thought. They get real creative with how they kill people with that bear, and the cocaine. There were a couple of bits that we ran and the guys behind us ran in the theater because it was like a theater of like 10 people, which was also a really great way to view Cocaine Bear when 6 of us were there, as a friend group watching it. One of the bits that fucking got me was one of the kids delivers a line where there are 2 kids talking about cocaine, and the one's like, "This is cocaine," and the other one's like, "You? How would you know that?" And her response is, "You know that morning assembly where they came and talked to us about it?" And the boy's response to her is, "The one with the Vietnam vet who has no legs." And the guy behind us audibly laughs. And his laugh killed me. I was like, you don't laugh at that bit. You don't audibly laugh in a theater about that, you fucker. How dare you get me secondhand with that? Should not have been as funny as it was.
Me sitting over here.
Yeah,
as
no.
soon as you said that, I started laughing.
There was also a bit where they showed off the bear's den. At which point the guys behind us go, "Oh man, it's the cocaine den." At which point, right? Yeah, you got it. You're right. It is. Congrats, good job. That movie's insane. Lots of things happen in it, and there are a lot of moments where you're like, this crazy ass thing could probably happen in it, and then you think real hard about it, and you're like, nah, and then something that you weren't expecting absolutely happens. And there's also a lot of moments where you go, hey show, I need this explained, and the show goes, you need this explained, right? And I'm like, yeah, please. I'm glad you're acknowledging that you're a little bit bullshit at times, but you're also Cocaine Bear, so like, I signed up for this, I guess. There's some interestingly high-profile actors in that film.
I mean, to be fair, the person who made that is Elizabeth Banks, who is like pretty A-list celebrity at this point.
Ice Cube's oldest son is there. He's good. He's great.
Okay.
One of the Northmen from Game of Thrones. One of the guys from he's one of like I'm trying to remember
the
what
Iron
their
Isles?
No, it's the group that Jon Snow meets in like the tundra.
Wildlings?
They're like because they're not
wildlings?
Yeah, the wildlings. One of like the one guy who is almost certainly part of that, I'm pretty sure. He's in that movie. As an Icelandic photographer. Crazy.
Yes, it is him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and
He's-
my brain saw him. I'm like, are you from Vikings? Because I've been watching Vikings recently, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh no, he's a Game of Thrones guy. Okay, because I do know
Tormund.
that. Yeah, he's Tormund. Great character.
Yes.
In both films. But yeah, that was the time. That was good. That's what I've been up to. And D&D. We argued a lot tonight. That had to happen for reasons. We're in political exile right now in campaign, which is a bit of a problem, and also was wholly due to my character carrying out the conversation. Basically, the crown went, "Hey, here's the thing. We don't we know you've been doing good, but like what if you're not doing good? What if like any of you could at any point in time be a sleeper agent and we don't and like it's hard to convince people to trust a random group that's gotten together and seems really powerful and like has done a lot of very like high profile things. So like to ease trust, you can either go serve our top general on the war front or serve under the crown prince. Equally near the war front." And I was like, okay, well, none of us want to fight your war. We're not doing that. So third option, no. And so they were like, we need time to discuss this. And they came back and they're like, you're exiled now. And we're like, okay, neat. And then it felt like the party's motives exploded from all of us kind of being on the same page to I talked us into exile, and thus everybody in the moment once we were exiled went, oh yeah, by the way, Crown Prince, fuck you. We're gonna kill you one day. Your head's gonna be on a pike. And I went, whoa, guys. We got what we wanted. We got what we wanted out of here. Like, we didn't want to serve them. We needed to go over to the other half of the continent they have no power on anyway. Why are we burning the bridge so fast? And then we were supposed
the bridge. They fucking just exploded it.
And then we were supposed to get teleported to a location by the Crown Prince, and lo and behold, he teleported us into the middle of fucking nowhere on the other side of the continent.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, who would have guessed? And I'm trying to explain to the party that my character, who is the daughter of a noble house within the government we've just been exiled from, still doesn't hate everybody on that side of the continent, nor wants all of them dead, nor thinks we should go back and kill the Crown Prince and his father for potential crimes they committed when we have no clear evidence that they did so. I'm like, guys, this ain't gonna fly with a lot of people. You have to, like, have proof or have, save the world first. Can we do one of those two things? And the party for a while was like, but what if we just go hog wild? What are the consequences? I'm like, a lot. There's a lot. Please.
Don't turn into murder hobos. That's the first rule of D&D, unless you're planning on being.
And what you need to know about the end of the session was that we discovered a pathway into the Underdark by complete accident. To which we discovered a drow temple, to some kind of evil god. That had upwards of 100 undead drow in it, to which we gathered all the undead drow into a 30-foot radius, and then dimension doored our cleric into them, and he completely wiped out all of them with turn undead. At which point, then all of their blood started to seep into the ground, and we went, oh no, it was very funny, because there was a large collective of, okay, 100 undead, hear me out, not a good idea. 2, Underdark. Not really the thing we're shooting for right now, guys. Maybe come back later. And then it was like a third very, like, low, like, just kind of like from someone else in the group, hey, guys, what if, like, killing them summons something worse? And lo and behold, the third option came to fruition. We're probably about to do something really bad. That's nothing new. So that was D&D. And now that is all the things I've done.
I also played D&D this week.
Whoa.
Crazy.
I was, John and I's friend Otto runs a campaign. John was in it for a bit. He's still technically in it, but he hasn't been able to make it for a while. I also wasn't able to make it for a while, but now I've been steadily making it more and more. And this session, we were traveling and we ran into this, like, just out in the middle of nowhere was just a fort with, like, a blockade blocking the road. and like brand new church that had started like 2 weeks ago is just out there with like 90 people, and we're like, what the fuck is
That's
this?
a lot of people for a small gathering.
Yeah. So we go and talk to the cardinal, who is this woman who has like 4 guards around her, and Kuru and Vis both walk up, and she said, "Oh yeah, I can show you what your goal is and like what it will look like when you attain it, and we can help you attain that goal." Kuru and Vis both get it, and then I go up there being like, "This is some cult shit." And each time they go up there, Otto goes, "Make a wisdom saving throw," and they both fail. Now I'm playing a monk that has 20 wisdom, so at level 5 for some reason. And he goes, "Okay, make a wisdom saving throw," and I critted on it. And he goes, "Okay, so you see your vision, but you're not brainwashed like those two are." And I go, "Hey, Cardinal," because she says something about like, it seems like you wouldn't be able to follow the path. I'm like, "Yeah, because you didn't brainwash me." She goes, "Okay, you have 2 options now. You can either join the cult or leave right now. That's what you can do." So we left. We broke the brainwashing on one of our friends. The other one, as we're like getting back to this like somewhat civilization, we're like, "Oh yeah, like it's gonna be fine." We're talking to the person who's like running this place, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go take a bath because I'm like really dirty." Leaves and we go, and the lady goes, "So you just got brainwashed, right?" "Yeah." "And you're letting him be alone?" Fuck. Walk outside, and he's like getting on a cart, like attempting to run away, and he casts a gust of wind on us.
Oh no, it was him!
Yes. The funny thing.
Wind tunnel.
So the funny thing is he attempted to cast gust of wind on us. Unfortunately, I am a monk. And this cart was 20 feet away. So I went, "Cool." And I stood up and walked over to him, and I stunning striked him. And I proceeded to do this for the rest of the session.
Stop. Stop.
Stop.
Look point.
Because it's funny, because Otto decided to give me the choice of 2 magic items, one rare and one uncommon. And one of them was a Dragonhide belt +2, which for monks means you have a +2 to your saving throws against monk stuff. So your monk so my monk saving throws were 19 at level 5. This is not okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
I might have to talk to Otto if I do ever end up having time to like do that again, because I think I'm working like almost every Friday, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
For the next like 2 months, I might message and be like, "Hey, if we can switch days to like a weekend, I have every other one off for that. If not, that's cool." But if I do,
mean,
I don't know if my character still exists in the campaign.
She
But
does.
I was thinking about just making a different one. I'll be honest.
Fair.
Um,
I mean, it looks like we're not going to be playing for a while because Otto tore his other Achilles.
It was the other one. Okay, I asked him and I never rechecked. Yeah, so he tore his Achilles a couple years ago playing basketball, and now he tore his other one.
I find it really funny that like when I met Otto is like right after he tore his Achilles, and now that I'm like getting back into talking to Otto again is when he tore his Achilles again.
Yeah, that's trick. But literally, like if I do rejoin, I might switch to a different character. But we'll see. Just because it's been so long, I'd be like, let's just say she stayed back there. It's a good stopping point for that. But
aside from playing D&D, new One Piece chapter came out. This chapter went hard.
it did stuff.
It has one of my favorite panels in all of One Piece so far.
That's
It's
impressive.
great. Yeah, it's a really good panel of Sanji.
Yo, good Sanji moments. Let's go.
Good Sanji moments. He says one of the rawest lines ever, which is essentially, "I'll be your judge, jury, and executioner."
It has like the fucking like HD image.
Yes, it's great. Aside from that, I haven't really done too much. I've played TFT. I won a game last night. That was cool. Yeah, that's about it.
I watched stuff. I read stuff. I went to a Red Wings game yesterday. That was fun. They actually won. It was a good game too. It's 4-3. So that was a good time. I've been playing League. I hit Plat 2. I now have 34 LP in Plat 3 again. Sorry, 14 LP in Plat 3 again. Needless to say, welcome to League. You just lose like 6 games in a row sometimes. So there's nothing you can do about it. No. But yeah. Started playing Octopath Traveler 2. I am through the first 6 chapters of characters, and that game's really fun. It's just like the last one. It's got different quality of life changes. I like the character so far. I like the gameplay. I always just love that gameplay loop. It's really fun, satisfying. I also just love how you can just randomly Bewildering Grace, which is it's so each character is like a mana cost and health, right? Like usual. One of the abilities is called Bewildering Grace, which just does a random effect from like a list of effects. And one of those effects can be like double XP for the battle. One of them is 1,000 times your job points for the battle. And lo and behold, I have 3 characters in the party now who have almost their entire job tree filled out at the start of the game.
Let's go.
Man, I love rolling on the wild magic table. It's fun.
I love rolling them out.
If only the wild magic table would happen more often.
Speaking of the
Right?
wild magic table, I've started listening to Critical Role Campaign 2 again. I am now, I think, 13 episodes from the end of the campaign.
Oh, it's so good.
You are officially
like
farther
1
than I got in it because
they just left
did not finish it.
Isocross for the first time
Yeah.
after
Okay.
bamping the
I
giant
know what
stone
happens,
out.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens outside of this. Like I kept pretty much spoiler free on the internet somehow.
There-
But like you got some red eyes going on, you got some bamfing going on. It's awesome. I think campaign 2 is really good. I liked campaign 1. Okay, campaign 2 is weird because it feels like there's this big stakes. Campaign 1 definitely had, like, as of 13 episodes ago, higher stakes because there was literally a deity resurrecting to the world that they had to stop and kill. Whereas campaign 2 is like this cognosa that's gonna come manifest on humanity and take over, which is pretty bad, but God kills every plane. One mind kills one plane of existence is how I refer to it. But it's really weird going from Exandria Unlimited back to this and knowing like what happened in Aor and then having them go
Yeah.
explore the ruins of Aor.
Yeah.
And it's like I know what's happening. I know some of these things and they touched in it and it's really cool.
I need
But
to
also the
go
fact
and
that,
watch
like,
it.
every time you cast a spell in Isocross of like I'm guessing like a certain level is how it's working, especially anything teleportation-y, you just roll on the wild magic table for effect. And I think that's wonderful.
Hey, fun
Because
fact.
sometimes you just spawn a dragon who has a vengeance for you guys in the middle of following the bad guys.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest things I think ever happened. They're following bad guy group, and then they spawn a dragon that has a vengeance on them, and then they almost kill the dragon again.
Yep.
Hey,
But
fun fact,
I will say-
Matt.
I will
Go
say,
ahead.
Matt, though, nothing has to be more scary than realizing your bag of holding is missing.
Yeah.
I don't think anything ever gets scarier in a campaign.
That bit was a lot.
Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, Matthew Mercer's DMing the next season of Dimension 20.
I saw
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
I
We
might
don't know
have to get a
who the
subscription.
cast is yet.
I'm-
Don't.
If
we,
Brent,
don't two of us
dude,
already have one?
I mean, I've been watching Never After on Dimension 20. Never After is really good. Because it's all like fucked up nursery rhymes and shit.
Yeah, it's all
from
horror fairy tale.
horror fairy tale, and Brandon Lee Mulligan does a very good job with horror. His way of doing horror is really good.
From the Baroness.
I love Brendan Mulligan. He's great. Him
Michael,
and Matthew
I'm-
Mercer in the same room is just a scary combination, though.
Oh god, they're wonderful together. Especially they did the their Dimension 20 talk
Yeah.
show thing with them together, and it's wonderful. It's such a good
Yeah.
it's like half an hour.
hey Michael, what have you been up to?
I have done nothing but play Destiny 2.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. So with new expansion coming out, it means prep for day one raid, which is happening tomorrow. That comes out. The raid is called Root of Nightmares, which is a very cool name. The fun thing is that its abbreviation is gonna be Ron, and I think that's hilarious. They're gotta run some Rons. Looking for a group for Ron. I just think that's really funny.
It's like
Lightfall's been cool. I know half of the Destiny community has been attacking Bungie and going game bad, expansion bad, because some of the story stuff in this expansion is a little whack. It's built around, like, the entire story is built around a major MacGuffin, and they never really explain what the MacGuffin is. They just kind of go, it's a MacGuffin, it's bad if the bad guys get it, and you go, oh no, I hope the bad guys don't get it. And yeah,
nice, fair.
but it seems like it's one of those things where we're not supposed to know yet. They're gonna be rolling that info out either with raid stuff and later stuff in, like, next seasons and stuff. So, there's also a lot of, like, quality of life and, like, general. They did a full overhaul to the game's armor mod system, and that's been really fun to play around with because the old system was a jank as shit. And so you have like an amount of slots to put mods on your armor, and they were not balanced at all around, like, proper numbers. So certain things were just really annoying to do. But they, like, fixed a bunch of the numbers, so now it's, like, good and fun, and you can make, like, really silly builds.
Hey guys, did you know we're an anime podcast?
No.
We are.